Happy Valley then on Wednesday night is our destination for meeting number 78 of the campaign, with 88, of course, taking us through to the middle of July. There's no Happy Valley next week either, because Royal Ascot is on, so we get a blank week as far as that is concerned. Got a really strong card coming up, though. I'm Andrew Lejeune. Good to have your company. I'm joined here in the studio by our former analyst in Paul Lally and race caller Tom Wood as well. Tom, it's a little bit unsettled weather-wise as well. Still a fair bit of rain around. Yeah,
we had quite a bit of heavy rain sort of Monday night and into Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, and they are predicting a fair more bit of rain coming up through Wednesday, squally thunderstorms and whatnot. Track at the moment is good. Main race comes up early, race number 3, just a small field. Beluga taking on Money Catcher. Hopefully the real MC will stand up.
Very good. Nice start. What have you got for us, Paul? Can you top that?
No, I can't top that at all. I've got, what have we got? We've got a jackpot. We've got a triple trio jackpot of 300,000, so that's not a bad little jackpot there as well. First starters, there's a couple of them. Holy Moly looks the best of them that David Hayes trains.
OK, all right. Yeah, and the action is well split up. If we start off with the Class 3 and the Class 2, Tom mentioned a couple of Class 3s to finish the card as well. So the good action is spread right throughout. Now, as far as the jockeys are concerned, Lyle Hewitson and Matthew Chadwick are back. Still on the sidelines, Alfred Chan, Blake Shin and Karras starts the suspension as well. So on the A course for the 9 races, and we will be looking at races 3 and race 9 as well, but make sure you're here for the first because it's a strong lineup, small field, but a strong lineup for the opener as well. So this is a Class 2 over the 1800 metres. Savaquin heads the field, and he's a 2-time winner over the 1650, but 4 times at the trip. He's been runner-up 3 times. Money Catcher hasn't managed to build on that 3rd place in the Derby just yet. Beluga hasn't won beyond a mile to date. Charity Go has winner 2 starts back. Soulmates, good second to everyone's delight last round. As favourite, only beat a short head. Tianchi Monster comes up in class, the last start winner. And Garitis for Alexi Bedell, and Danny Shum will jump from barrier number 5. All right, so we'll have a look at the speed map as we always do here. Tom, good to slow, I suppose, with the lack of numbers, I suppose, as much as anything else. Soulmate might not get a lot of pressure.
No, there won't be, and he actually handed up last time out because Telecom Fighters went around and took the lead off him. He still boxed on fairly well, I thought, did Soulmate, but he's a horse that does like to lead. You'd think Money Catcher would be in close attendance, and with all that, Paul, Beluga from barrier 1 should just get the perfect run in transit.
Yeah, he should do as well. Then Tianchi Monster, Garitis. Charity Go generally gets back, and Savaquin likes to get back as well, so I can't see too much changes from them.
Interesting, Tianchi Monster made that mid-race move last time out, so that was in a race over 1800 metres, and it was to good effect for him there. Whether he does that this time or not, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we sometimes see Savaquin getting rolling early as well. He's more of a sort of a rhythm sort of horse, so possible some fun and games down the back straight there. We'll have a look at a couple of runners in a moment. We'll start off, though, with Zach Purton out at Trackwork, speaking about his mount, Beluga.
Zach Beluga returns to Happy Valley. He hasn't been there for a while, and you haven't been on his back for a little while, but you know he's very capable.
Yeah, of course. I've had a bit of luck on him throughout his career, and he gets around Happy Valley well enough, so that's not a problem. We'll just get him in the right spot and let him do his thing.
I know obviously you didn't ride him last time, but just on that run, obviously the ground was very tacky at Sha Tin that day. He was about one of the only horses to stay the far side, but ran a good race in the conditions. How, on that occasion, were ground conditions favouring the outside? I mean, he's obviously run such a good race on perhaps the unfavoured side.
Yeah, it certainly was better right up against the outside rail. If you could get sort of within 3 horses of the outside rail, it was faster ground, and he obviously stayed back through there on the inside and competed there and looked like he was a chance, maybe with 150 to go, and then just got bogged down a little bit, so it was a good effort.
You've got a really good record on the horse, obviously 4 wins. His last run around here, he was actually chasing far, so that form in the context of this looks very strong.
Yeah, of course, there's no problem with him getting around the track. He certainly handles it well. So he's a nice horse to be riding. He's in good form. That far form was pretty strong there as well, but his more recent form is good as well, and that's probably the more important part.
It's just a smallish field. You're drawn 1. Now you'll have a good handle on the speed. You rode Soulmate recently. He likes to roll on. Money Catcher's another horse you've ridden. Do you see it turning into a bit of a tactical affair? Are you able to get a good spot from there, do you think? Yeah,
these small fields are always tactical, so it just, you know, you can't really predict what's going to happen. You just got to play it as it unfolds, and we'll work it out as we go.
Zach then on Beluga for David Hall, and the team have got a good strike rate as well between them. What of the others, though, Tom? We'll get straight into the replays here. Money Catcher. he's going to be popular again, I'm sure, and I'm sure his time will come, but it hasn't come as quickly as I thought.
No, I thought it was going to arrive before now too, Andrew. He's been a little bit disappointing, a shade disappointing really for what he showed through the 4-year-old series, Paul, which was really good stuff in the Derby, third there. He's come back to handicap racing here and he just hasn't really gone on with it all. He didn't have a great turn of foot here whatsoever.
No, look, I just wonder if, I mean, he was here for the Derby, right? So he was trained for the Derby, and anything after the Derby, I think, is probably an afterthought, really, because he ran well in it, you know. But that was his job, I thought, was here for the Derby. So that's why I've got him in, but only on a minor.
He'd only had a handful of starts before the Derby, so you kind of think that there'd still be something there, but hasn't been really.
As a form reference as well, Running Glory just won that race. He finished second in the race that Beluga ran in. That's the race you saw when Nick was speaking with Zach. We'll move on though, Paul. Geraghty, Soulmate and Savaquin. Yeah,
like, I mean, all three of these have definitely got chances. Soulmate likes to lead and roll along, but Telecom Fighters took him on, didn't want to get into a speed battle, but he fought on really strongly. I thought it was a really nice run from him, and Geraghty wasn't far away either, and we know he likes it here at Happy Valley, so I've got both those to it.
He's had a good season, his Soulmate, considering it took him a wee while to win his first race. He's won 3 this season, 3 seconds and a 4th. He's only missed top 4 on 3 occasions, so been relatively consistent.
It was beaten favourite there, but there wasn't a great margin in it, was there, as far as that was concerned. Now, Lyle Hewitson will be hungry for success after sitting the last couple of meetings out. Tommy, he's got a good book. Could see him picking up a winner, maybe?
Yeah, he's got a number of handy rides. Look, Smiling Face was a winner in Class 5 last start. He's riding that one for Douglas White.
Took him a while to break through.
Kairos Unicorn, a few things went against him last time out, Paul, but he was heavily punted that day too. Yeah,
he was, wasn't he? Look, Big 2 has been disappointing. I think he can win though. He did well. He was odds on at his last start. Do like Mighty Vela down in grade as well. Exponential, I think, is going to find it tough from his wide draw.
All right, we've got one more race to have a look at here, Paul. It's Tianchi Monster, who comes up in class for his last start win. Yeah,
it was a really good win from him. It was a great ride as well. He took the initiative, didn't he, and took off early, did Vincent Ho, and that was the winning of the race. They couldn't catch him. Smaller field here. I don't know if the jockeys will let him go. He didn't quite make it in for me.
Yeah, what's he off here? He's off a mark of 85. He's won up to 80 in the past. He hasn't been able to win off a sort of a mark higher than that looking through his overall record. So I've left him out in this race.
But you could make some sort of argument, Paul, for most. I mean, Charity Goes the outside at the moment, but he's more than capable as well on his day.
You can make an argument for every single runner in this case. Yeah, you're right. He is more than capable as well. And look, he's got every chance as well. He's the one horse we haven't talked about, isn't it?
Yeah, but who made your top 4 in the end?
Well, I like Beluga. I just think he's going to be in the right place. Sparrow number 1, just beaten by far at his only start of the course. I think Happy Valley's not a problem, and Zach seemed pretty confident as well. So I think he can win. Soulmate in there for second from the front. Money Catcher, just a little bit one pace, as Tom said, and Geraghty as well. 3, 5, 2 and 7.
Yeah, I'm going to settle with Beluga as well. I think he's nicely placed here. Comes off that good to yielding track where he was down on the inside part of the track last time out. That's where they weren't winning from that day at Sharton. You needed to get towards the outside. Zach Burton on board. He's had 4 wins aboard this horse in the past. Money Catcher goes in, but he really does need to front up, I feel, this time round. Soulmate's been consistent. And Savaquin, he took off wider off the end of the back straight, but I thought his response in the straight was pretty limited, so I'll give him another chance because he is capable of course and distance. 3 second placings from 4 starts, so a bit of a blip on his radar last start. 3, 2, 5 and 1.
I've left Money Catcher out. I think Beluga probably is the one to beat, but Geraghty, for me, I think they need to get going early with 118 pounds on his back. Maybe he can spring something of a surprise there. That's race number 3. We've got the last race to have a look at as well. Cracking finish tonight at Happy Valley. Looking forward to that. And all the best bets, that's still to come. Hong Kong Racing heads to Happy Valley on a Wednesday night for a 9-race card there. We've looked at the third. We're going to look at the final race now, race number 9, which is a Class 3 over the 1,200 metres. Really strong lineup here, headed by Drops of God, John Size, Joe Mayer, Barrier 5. He's beaten favourite by Valiant Elegance last time out. We've got Nam Jong Sings, who won 2 starts back. Smart Idea has won 4 times this season. Harry Bentley's been on board for all of them. Classic Posh, runner-up to Starbright last month. Valiant Elegance has won his last 3, and Lyle Hewitson back from suspension is on board there. Wood on Fire's won 5 times course and distance. Peter Ho and Matthew Poon down to Reciprocation. Very close to a class drop here and gets the visitors draw barrier number 12 for Richard Gibson and Dylan Moe. All right, as always, we start off with the speed map here to see where they all land. Tom, we've got a full field here to sort out with probably Valiant Elegance out in front.
Well, he was the exception last time out when he won because he didn't lead, and so I thought he was just a one-dimensional horse, Paul, that had to lead, and I think Connections was slightly surprised that he didn't lead and was still able to win. But Namjong Singh should be in close attendance if he's not there, and Drops of Gold as well from 5.
Yeah, the difference being in this race was there was about 4 or 5 horses that wanted to lead last time, and the only one that could possibly lead is Namjong Singh's, but he'd be happy to let Valiant Elegance go. So from barrier 9, I thought he would go back to what he would like to do and lead. The problem horse could be Super Dobbin because he likes to go forward as well, and he's drawn wide. So I expect him, he'll need a bit of luck. But horses like You're My Everything, Reciprocation, they tend to go back.
All right, OK, but Super Dobbin might inject a little bit more speed into the race, possibly. But Valiant Elegance on his last 3 runs has proved very difficult to beat. Impossible in actual fact. His jockey is Lyle Hewitson.
Lyle, Valiant Elegance is a horse that I imagine holds a place in your heart. He's been a really good friend of yours.
Yes, he's been pretty special to me in Hong Kong. Obviously, he's racked up 4 wins in 5 starts for me. So yeah, it's fantastic, and I just wish we could continue on that upward trend.
That first run in Class 3 last time was obviously very good. He got the win. You looked to get a fair kick out of that as well.
Yeah, it felt really good. Just the fact that he's a horse that was down in Class 5 at the end of last season, and he's just kept winning for me, which is fantastic, and found himself winning in Class 3. And it came as a bit of a surprise. I mean, we knew the horse was well in that, but it was a step up, and the fact that he could do it with a change of tactics was something that I really enjoyed.
Yeah, as you say, 12 months ago, I think he won a Class 5 off 39 rated. He's come a fair way since then. Talking on just tactics, I mean, he's led, he took a lead last time. Is he a very versatile horse?
Well, we never ever thought so. He hadn't shown much from when he had been in behind, but obviously when the pace is quick enough that he's in a rhythm behind him, then it shows that there's no problem with that. So there's no need to change how we plan to ride him, and if things fall into place like they did last time, well, we know he can absolutely accelerate off that and still perform very well. So it does give us a few more options.
I know it's only a mini milestone, if you will, but if he was to win, that would bring up 20. He was your first winner of the season. He was your first winner back as well, so quite appropriate.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. Like I said, I do think he's got his work cut out. Last time, like I said, it did come as a little bit of a surprise, but I won't discount him.
And just in the race, obviously, I mean, if things do get that bit tougher for him going forward, did you feel he can still hold his own in a race like this?
Yeah, well, his times suggest that he can, and the way he won last time I thought was probably the best out of all his wins. So maybe it's just a horse that is coming to his own, and he had the wind operation last season, and it's just seemed to improve throughout every start now, and he's just got better and better.
So, how's the handicapper caught up with Valiant Elegance? That's the big question, isn't it? Let's have a look at that race again, guys, because Lyle talking about the change in tactics. So this is from the gates. We'll just get them out and get them rolling before we can highlight all the different runners here. But just pause it there for a second so I can show you Valiant Elegance, even top. They normally be rolling forward, but you can see Lyle looking across. You can see all the speed inside him, so he's happy to drop in here. The other horses to note, Drops have got out wide. Joe was very positive there. Killer Instinct, he's sitting back in the field in the pink jacket. We've got Classic Posh, not the quickest out of the gates there, Classic Posh, and Family Folks, who gets a tough run, Tom, from that outside.
Yeah, so he's looking to sum up the situation here is Lyle and all that speed, the likes of Magic Phoenix, Mercurial, it might be Jolly Good Heart there as well, Flaming Passion, have all kicked up, and it's actually allowed him to get a fairly decent run, Paul, that he's sort of slotted in there, even though he has over-raced a little bit in that first turn. Yeah,
look, we know he likes to lead, but it shows that he doesn't have to lead. I think this is what that highlights as well, and you could see with that, and there was so much pace in the race, he actually ended up getting the race run to suit and came down the outside and won. So, yeah, it was a nice win from him. I just wonder with this race, though, there's not so much pace, and he's drawn a little bit out there in 9, what he will do from that draw.
And he's going from 115 to 121 pounds. Douglas White's done a good job with him, 47 up to 62 this season, but I do wonder if the winning run might be teetering towards the end of it.
Yeah, well, you saw Drops have got down there on the inside. He's got a 6-pound swing in the weights. We can see him perfectly this time, Valiant Elegance. This is the start before, and you can see, Paul, on this occasion, no competition for the lead. He just fires to the front.
Yeah, and away he goes and wins nicely. So, yeah, it's just what he's going to do from barrier 9 this race. If I can't see him tucking in because he's not going to have 4 or 5 horses going for the lead like he did have in that previous race. So to prevent a wide run, I think he'll go back to type and go back to the front.
He's carried 122, 130 to win, albeit in lesser grades, Class 4. This is a step up again to carry 121 here in Class 3. I've just got a few question marks of whether he can do it.
Yeah. Well, that was his first start in Class 3 last time out, that preview race that we looked at, and he won it. So we'll see what he can do. But the overall stats, now you can see Lyle's stats, Paul, 4 from 5, and course and distance as well, 4 from 15 with the same amount of minor placings too. Yeah,
he's going really well, isn't he? Look, the horse is in good form. It's just whether he's reached his mountain. I thought he'd reached his mountain the start before this, and he came out and won again. So I'm still going to take the view that he might be there, and so look, I'm not going to include him.
He was in Class 5 last season.
Yeah, it's a great performance all round. It's a great story. Let's see how long it goes for. Let's keep rolling though. Namjong Singh's Tom is who we look at next here in the red blinkers, close to the front as they swing in. Other ones to look out for. Wood on Fire's got a good course and distance winner record. Lyrical Notion and Smart Idea as well. He's had a good season.
Yeah, I think Smart has just sort of slightly gone against Smart Idea in this run, but hard to sort of fault the way he's been going. I've had a little bit of time for Lyrical Motion. He's gradually getting there. Wood on Fire seemed to sit a little bit closer last start. And Paul, Namjong Singh's was wide the first turn. He got up outside the leader, and I thought probably after that he had every chance.
He did. Look, I quite like the way that Wood on Fire boxed on here. Just towards the end, you could see him making ground on them as well. He's going to be a decent price. He's won off this rating before, so I'm just going to take him at a bit of value here.
All right, here's Namjong Singh's again, Paul. He's getting a good run out. The other one to keep an eye on is You're My Everything towards the back there.
Yeah, look, he won his debut run coming from the back, You're My Everything. Maybe slightly disappointing since then, but Namjong Singh's, he got out and rolling and he won nicely. Now, if Valiant Elegance doesn't want the lead, then he's the natural one to take his place. He's the alternative leader, and you can see it's worked for him as well, so he wouldn't be upset leading by any stretch of the imagination.
Of course, the horse that was second there was Rising from Ashes. He's come out and won well since. Sort of gone off You're My Everything. Nice win first up, but hasn't gone on with it. Right,
now back at the gates for this one. This is Classic Posh from barrier number 10. And the other one you've got to look out for is Super Dominant. He's drawn lower, but I thought he actually jumped okay here, Tom, Classic Posh, but they generally go back with him.
Yeah, he's never normally the quickest out of the blocks as Classic Posh. He actually jumped away okay there, and he ended up settling well back. That was from barrier 10, so Luke Curry on this occasion was looking to sum up the situation and get in and get some cover. And he's run second here, Paul, to Starbright, who's won well here. And look, he's received a good enough run down the outside. The horse to his inside is Power Kep. Of course, we've seen him win.
Yeah, we have. Now, he did win his debut run this season in Class 3, did Classic Posh at Happy Valley. And when he won, he was back in the field and ran on. This was a really good run, back in the field and run on. When he has run most of his starts, it's better if he gets back. So, look, even if he jumps well, I'll be surprised if they're better than midfield with him.
All right. Very competitive finish tonight then, Paul. Drops of Gods are favourites. Still plenty of support, though, for Valiant Elegance.
Yeah, there is. And he's in form, isn't he? He keeps winning. It's just whether he's reached the top of the mountain yet. I'm going to go with one at an each-way value here, Wood on Fire. He's currently at 14 and 4.3. He's won off this rating before and he comes in with a light weight. So he's on top. Drops of God just has to carry the weight, but he's been racing well and did have barrier 10 last time. He's now into barrier 5, so should be able to get an easier run. Namjong Singh's will be on the pace. And Lyrical Motion, another one hasn't won yet here in Hong Kong, but has been quite consistent. A couple of good placings from him, particularly here at Happy Valley. 10, 1, 3 and 11.
Yeah, I'll settle here with the Classic Posh and hopefully some lucky breaks come for him. He's likely to be back, no doubt, from barrier number 1, but I think if he gets the sufficient speed, which he should do, he could be running on strongly at the end. Classic Posh. Smart Idea, I think things went a little bit against him last time out. Still was staying on pretty strongly at the end. Drops of God, he was a bit wide into the first turn and a bit keen. We saw him one of those replays, but again, he stayed on all right. Lyrical Motion down on a mark of 61. He's been consistent without winning here from his 6 runs. He kept on all right last start. So 6, 4, 1 and 11.
I'll go Drops of God, I think, with that weight swing against Valiant Elegance, who still needs to be respected, though, I think, there in the final event. It's one of 9 of races on the programme. Paul, give us the highlights.
I thought Natural Storm in the Stayers race, race number 1, can run a really good race here. Noble Man, he's in the Class 5. He's going to race pretty well, I think, from the front. He's got a good chance to go forward from his low draw. Big 2, another one who's been a little bit costly. He was odds-on favourite last time, but he's drawn to get a good run and should run nicely enough as well. Be Ready, I think he'll get the race run to suit. And I like the fact Mighty Valor's come down in class last time and ran pretty well, and he should go to the front as well. So going with a lot of front runners here on Wednesday night.
All right, a number of those figure highly in my selections as well. Audio, video section of the website for the full previews of each and every race. Who was the best on that lot?
Well, I'm going to go with one that we've highlighted, Beluga. I thought Beluga was really well placed from barrier number 1, can sit just in behind the pace, and at a second start here at Happy Valley, he can win. So race 3, number 3, Beluga. And in the last, the horse we highlighted, Wood on Fire, hit the line strongly for 4th, has won off this rating before as well. So race 9, number 10, we'll do the play with Drops of God and Namjong Sings with Wood on Fire, QQP.
Best for me comes up in race number 8. Horse 1, Be Ready. He's been running some good races from wide draws. Comes up with a good draw this time round. Zach Curtin riding for Frankie Law. He is just a one-time winner. And Mighty Valor, who is stepping in here for Ricky off the back of a good trial at Happy Valley. Lyle Hewitson rides. He's a 2-time winner from his 22 starts, and he's in the play with excellent peers who's probably likely to be favourite. And See You Again, who'll probably take money as well.
Go race 5 for me, Stoicism, Inside Gate. He's the leader, only just run down by oversubscribed last time out. Hopefully we can get home here. Luke Ferraris for Richard Gibson with the blinkers on for the first time as well. And another front runner, Kai Shin Dragon in race number 8, taking on Tom there. But I think Be Ready is my cue horse there as well. And that's a QQP in actual fact. Be Ready, Magic Finish, and Kai Shin Dragon. So there we go, that's Happy Valley wrapped up on Wednesday night before Sha Tin, and then a blank week as far as local racing is concerned.
Yes, with the Royal Ascot simulcasts coming through, but yes, we've got 11 races coming up at the weekend again, Paul, with the Griffins back in action again. Yeah,
always good to see the Griffins. A couple of new ones involved as well. I think there'll be a field of 10 or 11 for that.
Okay, and then Royal Ascot, then Sha Tin, and definitely on the countdown to the end of the season. But that's the show. Thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. We will be racing till then.